Hey guys, welcome back. Today I thought it would be fun to do a cozy spring favorites video. I love this season. It is my favorite time of year. Even though I love fall, there's so much fun about fall. Who doesn't love going to the pumpkin patch, fall leaves, Christmas time, summertime swimming? It's all a blast. But there's just something about spring. Maybe because also where I live, it's sort of a fleeting season. It doesn't last very long. There's just this kind of short window of time where there's this soft, lovely breeze. The sunshine comes out, but it's not too hot, and everything just starts to bloom. You're discovering new growth on the trees. Trees are bursting into white and pink and purple flowers. There are green leaves suddenly covering all of the hedges. It's just green and glorious. And it's just an exciting time. This video is hopefully going to release on my birthday. April is my birthday month, and it's also my daughter's birthday month. And so today I thought it would be fun to take you through a list. On this list I have some experiences, activities, things that are just fun to do in spring. I also have a few different products and a couple of books. So let's get started. Okay, so first on this list is gardening. Now, I am not somebody who considered myself a gardener. I have really only gotten into gardening in the last couple of years, but I have loved gardens my whole life. Since I was a little child, I loved any chance I got to visit a garden, and my interest really peaked to the next level when I discovered a TV show that I now adore. It's called Gardener's World. It is a British BBC show. It follows Monty Don and a bunch of other beloved gardeners in England. And you just follow these people around these gorgeous outdoor spaces that they've curated and designed. Monty has a stunning garden property that he calls Longmeadow. You also get to walk through a series of gardens that are part of the Royal Trust in England. I was lucky enough to get to go into a couple of them when I visited England with my husband a few years ago. I never considered myself a gardener. Pretty much every plant I touched died. But now, because of Gardener's World, because of this show, I just feel so inspired. You know, it's like when you don't really want to cook dinner, but then you turn on a cooking show and it's somebody who's just making the most delicious, scrumptious looking meal, and suddenly your mouth is watering and you're like, I gotta eat right now. Or can I make that? Can I make that creation? I want to taste that, you know? That's how I feel about Gardener's World. It's like I walk through those gardens visually on the show, and I just want to be in a space that is beautifully curated and just celebrates nature. That is one of my spring favorites of all time, the TV show Gardener's World. Now, if you want to check out this show for yourself, I found it on Amazon Prime, and I do pay a little extra for the BritBox streaming service. BritBox has just all the different fun British TV shows. I love Rosemary and Thyme, which is a cozy British mystery show that ironically follows two gardeners. There is Sherlock BBC, there is the British Bake Off, there's all kinds of different just English shows. And Gardener's World is one of them that I highly recommend. I just think gardens, there's something so healing about them, just walking through and just taking a deep breath, soaking in all of the floral smells, God's beautiful creation, his birds singing in the trees, the breeze just brushing your skin. There's something so lovely about that. And when you finally just ground yourself, kind of get your feet in the earth, you smell those earthy scents, and you realize that God made all of this beautiful creation for us to enjoy, and it's nothing short of glorious. There's a particular garden that I love. I love to go on vacations and tour that garden, and it's called Filoli, I believe, is how you pronounce it, Filoli Gardens. And that space is great because it's one of the only ones I found in California that kind of has my favorite cottagey British style to it. I just love them. I love Mediterranean botanical gardens as well. So many different styles, but I would say that the cottage garden, kind of that British traditional English garden, is my favorite style. There's just something so sweet and beautiful about it. Kind of gives you that almost Alice in Wonderland feeling, like you've stumbled upon this secret space. Speaking of secrets, the next thing on my list is The Secret Garden. Now, I don't have a physical copy of this book, because I've been listening to it on audiobook, but I am loving it. I have quickly fallen in love with this book that is truly all about healing and growth. It follows this little girl named Mary when her life is turned upside down and she has to go from living in India to Misselthwaite Manor in England on the Yorkshire moors. And she is a girl who's had a lot of trauma and difficulty and just hard things in her life that have made her really bitter and hardened on the inside. And so she just needs to be awakened and come alive and find joy in her life. And she makes some friends and finds a secret garden that does just that. And I cannot wait. I have a video that I'm making for you guys all about this book. I can't wait to gush about it. But I think it's the perfect springtime read. It is literally about going from winter into spring. And so that is just a lovely read. I highly recommend it. It is probably going to be my favorite book I've read this year, and it is now a favorite classic. Okay, the next thing on this list is also a book. It is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. This is an absolute classic for me. I relate so much to Anne. I just think she is such a fun character to follow. She has just sort of like wounds and trauma and hard things in her past, but she doesn't let it get her down. She is this child of just this wild, beautiful, creative imagination. And so she's always looking for ways to find the beautiful wherever she is. And I find that to be so inspiring. Anne is constantly being passed between different caretakers, and some of them are cruel to her until she finally reaches Green Gables on Prince Edward Island. The woman and her brother who live there quickly fall in love with her, and Anne just changes the hearts of so many people in the village of Avonlea. She inspires them with her good nature, her creativity, and her yearning to find beauty and joy in everything. And that's exactly how I felt as the reader following Anne. You know, right when she arrives in Avonlea, Matthew, one of her caretakers, picks her up and they're riding in this little buggy. They're riding through this orchard, I believe it is, in Avonlea, and he tells her the name of it, which is just a very common name. And she decides to rename it The White Way of Delight. That right there, you know you're in for a good adventure with Anne, because she renames things, she reframes things for people to see the glory and beauty that's really all around them in everyday life. It is, in my opinion, a perfect spring read. Okay, next on this list is Sundresses. I'm in one of my favorites now, but I have a few more, and I will drop the links below to all of these dresses, all of the products that I've discussed. I can even link the gardens that I love to walk through. But let me show you a few of my favorite sundresses, because this, I think, is one of my favorite things about spring, is when that bite of winter, that edge of cold is starting to fade away. Obviously, in some places it is still very cold, but I do think, you know, with a nice pair of leggings under those sundresses, little jacket or cardigan thrown over, like, it is a fun way to start embracing the changing of seasons. Just slipping into a little dress, for me, it just kind of brightens my mood, and it was a fun change from my winter wardrobe of heavy sweaters and jeans. Just popping on a dress just made me feel really positive and excited about the new season. Oh, sundresses are just the best. This is one of my favorites, this little pink number. I love this one so much. I literally got it in 3 different colors. I have it in blue. Can see that, and I also have it in black, and I wore it a lot in the winter time too. Just picked up this cute little number from H&M the other day, and because it's wedding season, I figure this is perfect for a spring wedding. Okay, and speaking of weddings and sundresses, I also have to add to this list sandals. So springtime, I love it when you can finally just break out the sandals, just like some cute little platform sandals, and get your toes out there in the sunshine. These ones I got off of Amazon. They were just a cheap little pair. I needed something quick that was gonna go with my new dresses, and I feel like these were the perfect fit. They're very comfortable, and so check out the link below. In addition to sandals and kind of like finally exposing your toes to the sun is sun hats. Okay, I absolutely love sun hats. And yes, summer, they're perfect for summer, but spring, you finally get to break them out. because you need to shield yourself from that harsh sun. And I love wearing these in the garden, getting dirty in the soil, getting down in there, planting. Now is the perfect time to bust these babies out. So if you like sun hats, I recommend them. Even with dresses, like they can kind of be a cute little accessory to add on to sundresses. For me, I need to protect from the harsh sun. So these I find to be super helpful. If you're at a wedding and you're in the baking hot sun, but you wear a sun hat, that's a good little extra precaution to kind of shield you from any sunburns or any issues. Maybe I'll just leave this on because it's fun. It's fun to wear. I don't know. Okay, next on this list, and this is kind of a random one, but honestly, sparkling water. So I have been really enjoying the LaCroix coconut water. I'm loving it with a few drops of monk fruit sweetener. And this is not sponsored, just so everybody knows, these are literally just things that I enjoy that I'm sharing with you today. So LaCroix, I know people have mixed feelings about these drinks. They're not the sweetest, but they are supposedly healthier for you. You know, they're 0 calorie. There shouldn't really be anything much in them. It says they're naturally essenced in carbonated water. They're really good though with a little bit of sweetener, and I like this 0 calorie sweetener Monk Drops. I've tried lots of different 0 calorie sweeteners. You know, I'm leery of things like Splenda. Obviously I've used it, but I know it's not the best for me. And so I was looking for something that was a little bit more natural. This liquid monk fruit extract comes directly from the monk fruit. You can actually make it yourself at home apparently. I haven't tried that before, but apparently it involves like boiling the monk fruit. I just like to pick this up. I don't buy the powder sweeteners anymore just because I'm kind of leery of whatever might be in there, like erythritol and different things. But so far, I am really enjoying the liquid version, and just added to this, it just sweetens up the LaCroix to the point where it's sweet enough for me. Another spring favorite, me and my daughter drank some sparkling water on a little blanket outside. We had a little picnic in the sunshine, surrounded by plants, and it was really nice. So I recommend picnics during this time of year as well. Picnics are the best. Grab a blanket, head outside with your favorite snacks and drinks. Nothing beats that. Next on this list is something fun for the avid reader. That is these floral page petal bookmarks. I discovered these last year, I think, or 2 years ago, and I just find them to be so beautiful. I will link Page Petal's website below so you can check them out. You can actually customize these. These are real wildflowers and plants that have been pressed into these little laminated bookmarks. They actually have a library of like all their different bookmarks that they have designed to be associated with different favorite main characters in books. So like, you know, an Anne of Green Gables one, there's ACOTAR bookmarks, Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games. There's so many different interesting character bookmarks, or you can customize your own. You can pick out what types of flowers you want in them. You can even get a little name label on it. You can put your own name, a friend's name, or a favorite character name. So I've actually gifted these as presents before. They are wonderful gifts to the reader in your life. Love Page Petal bookmarks. Something else that's been really fun this spring is party planning. Like I said, my birthday is this month, my daughter's birthday, and I had the best time planning her party, just picking out balloons. There's just something about bringing out those pops of bright, sunshiny spring colors, pinks, pastels. And there's something about balloons that just says like fresh air, sunshine, and fun. Another one on this list I would say is hiking. So we have a few different hikes near us. There's one that I really love that takes you to a series of waterfalls in the area. Absolutely adore that hike. It also passes through just these sections of meadow and green hillsides, sweeping views. So I definitely would recommend, if you haven't gone out on a hike yet this year, see if you can find something near you. I love just getting the blood pumping, you know, just going on a long walk. Your endorphins are flowing, you feel happier, you feel more excited about the day and more hopeful, more ready to take on your goals and dreams. Another one on this list is getting family photos done. Now, I haven't done this in a while. I do have my eye on a certain photographer. She's a friend of mine. I really want to work with her soon. But family portraits, this is a great time to get them done, as well as like senior portraits. I'm actually going to be taking my sister's senior portraits this year, so I'm really excited about that. Just finding little areas where the flowers are in bloom, or even oceanside, like getting pictures done at the ocean. That is like a personal dream of mine. I cannot wait to try that. But yeah, I think the lighting, lighting is everything in photography. And I think that springtime has some of the most luscious, beautiful light. So now is a great time to think about photography. Okay, taking off the hat for this one. The last favorite on this list for spring is actually journaling. Now, journaling is something you can do throughout the entire year, but I had to mention this product because especially when so many weddings are happening, birthdays, milestone moments, you want to record those. And my favorite journal right now is the 5-Year Journal by Levenger. Highly recommend this. I have gifted this to many people because I just find it to be honestly an heirloom. This is something that when you fill it out, you can pass on, to your children, your children's children. It can just be this generational thing. So what I love about it is that when you open it up, you can write down important dates, but also what's really cool is that it has a little paragraph section for each day of the year, and then below that, every year for the next 5 years. So as you're filling this thing out, you can go back the following year and see exactly what you were doing last year on that date. And this is a book that you keep for 5 years, so you can see a lot of growth over time. You can record what your dreams are, your prayers. You can look back, see how God has answered prayers. It's very simple too because you don't have to write a whole lot each day. It's literally just a couple lines. I actually got the idea because I saw Pastor Craig Groeschel from Life Church. Somebody gifted him a 5-year journal, and he says that he writes it as if his family members were going to read it, right? So you don't have to do that. You can keep it very personal inside here and not show it to anyone. Just think it's a beautiful thing, especially if you're a writer. If you're writing fiction, you don't often get to jot down like what's going on in your life, right? So I think this is such a cool gift and a really fun thing to check out at the start of the year in spring. So that's it for this list, guys. I hope that you enjoyed that cozy chat of all my spring favorites. Let me know below in the comments, what are some of your favorite parts of spring, your favorite products? What are you loving during this season? I would love to know. God bless you and have a great day. I will see you in the next video.